I am from India. I grew up not knowing many things, life, but the whole story is I'm the person who's like kind of do what I want always. Okay. Always have been like this inner knowing of like what is right for me. So here is the thing, like everybody told me what not to do. One of the first thing I was told was everyone not to marry a white boy. Okay, 20 years ago. That's not something in Indian culture is acceptable. Somebody who's younger than you, somebody who's making less money than you, somebody who is less educated than you, like none of the things he fit in. But it's the best thing 20 years ago I did was saying yes to him. Okay. So life, I think marketing business is all of that, right? Saying yes to many things you fear. Second thing I was said, not to quit my job after having my son. I had a great job. I was working at Pfizer, right? Like who quits the job? Everybody's like, don't do it. It'll be so hard. And I'm like, no, I really want to be a stay-home mom till he's ready to go to school. And I did that. It's the best thing I ever did again because I really enjoyed my time without the stress. And again, I was very fortunate to be in that space that I was able to do that. Not everybody is in that space. Second, third thing, I was like, oh God, after a long break, now I'm like ready to go to work. Oh, you're going to have a hard time finding it. Hell no. Again, when you really want it, it's going to happen before you know it. So intentions behind everything you do is very important. Okay. I was told that, at 40, you're quitting a job at Cigna now. Like, again, very well paid job, doing everything, and I just quit like, within a day. I didn't even think because it just felt right. And I started my own business from scratch. No, nothing. And here's the thing, I borrowed money from my brother. I borrowed money from my sister. My husband had to take a personal loan because it was not planned. And we made it work. We made it work. Okay. Now we own two businesses. One is my marketing agency, and we just got a dog kennel in East Haddam last July. So he's running that business now. So it's again, you can do whatever. So I just wanted to kind of explain who I am. Like another, everybody said, oh, small businesses would never invest in marketing. They don't have marketing budget. Every single client of mine is small business. I don't work with medium-sized business. I don't work with large businesses. I only work with small businesses. That's my heart and soul of everything that I do. And this is my team, a global team across the world. We have created an amazing, place for us. So the lesson, you do everything I teach today or everything anybody teaches, you listen to everyone. Okay, try it out. At the end of the day, do what feels right to you. Because if you don't feel good about doing anything, it doesn't matter what I say, it's not going to work. No matter how much experience I have, how much framework I've created, how successful I am, what makes me successful won't make you successful. What make will make you successful is your own way of doing it and finding that momentum or that inner knowing like, okay, this feels right to me and I'm just going to do that. So this is just a small bit of intro about me. And now I'm going to look at the businesses to create a marketing strategy for. So how about I pick, because I am just recently acquired a client who does psychotherapy and psychoanalysis, and I see a business, so I can really, like I'm working with her and everything is so fresh, I can really guide that process. Unless, and somebody like really wants me to like, I really want you to help me with my business, I'll be happy to do so. It's the same framework. That's great. So we will talk about psychotherapy. Like, how do you create a strategy? What is it you do to do it right, right? In a marketing world. So, and I see there are a lot of businesses which are physical, correct? If you have a physical business, one of the first thing you should do is optimize your Google My Business profile. I'm serious, like that is so important, okay? Make sure your website, something so simple, most websites miss out, is having towns you serve. Those are keywords. When people are looking, Google is looking for those towns you serve. Okay. So if you have a business which works within certain radius, even if you have virtual counseling, that's okay. You can add that. But add the towns in person you serve, those become your keywords. When people are looking, therapist near me or, constructor worker near me or somebody near me, you got to have that. So I'm going to show you a website. This is some basic foundation you need to do. Make sure your website is SEO optimized, that it has all the keywords, all the things you need in order to write the web copy. People really miss out on that. They don't do enough research. You're writing because what I like. No, write it for Google. Write your copy for Google. Write the way your customer would find you, I think is very important. Like those are really, ChatGPT can only do this much, but at the end of the day, your business should be optimized for that lead to convert. And if your website is not optimized, you're going to do all this work on social media and you're not going to get the results you need. Okay. So we just did the website for new in kennels, right? And I don't have the old website. I'm just going to show you. But if you see this, we put everything possible important on the top, right? The timing, address, mailing, calling, like everything is right on top. Like you want customer to get those information without trying to fumble tumble. Where are you? What you're doing? All of it. And then if you look, we added the town names here, right? Everything is written down. It's really important when you're doing this. You are thinking of your customers and what way they would be looking at, how they will be looking at, what do we need to do? Again, if you look at the bottom part, right? The prices is right at the very prominent because most people are going to look for that information when they are looking to buy services. So whatever information your customers need, make sure your website is optimized and Google My Business page is optimized, right? That is the least you can do before you dive deep into the social media and start bringing visitors to your website. I'm going to start with this psychotherapy business. I'm going to talk about the person, and I think she will be fine sharing her information. She's in New York, so it's not like there's no competition here. She is a 72-year-old woman on fire. She's like, oh, I got 10 more years to work, and I really want this. So it's so exciting, first of all, to be with those people who are like not ready to give up, not ready to retire, on fire, investing in marketing at this time. I mean, you don't need it. She has had practice for a long time, so it's really amazing. And I'm going to show you how you're going to use ChatGPT for that. Okay. I really did a marketing strategy, which is I can't go back, but you got to know your customer. You need to know your competition, right? So ChatGPT again can't define that for you. You can help ChatGPT define that, but not when you're doing the Instagram strategy. So typically I would go to ChatGPT, Dr. Andonian, and you give me your website
Oh,
of
yeah.
what, yeah, so that I can take the content from that and talk to ChatGPT.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to be a real-time thing, very interactive. I have no
Amazing.
idea what
I'm
I'm
so
doing.
excited.
So I'm as blind as you guys are. Like I'm just going to be like, okay, give me this, and see what happens.
I'm
So
excited because this website just launched like 3 weeks ago.
yeah, it looks really good. I was just about to say it's
Thanks.
really,
I'm interested to
yeah,
hear your feedback.
it's pretty good. There are two things in the website. One is functionality, one is beautiful design, right? I don't understand the functionality because I kind of have to go to the back end, but beautiful design is really stunning.
Thank you.
So this is what I do first, okay? What do you what do you know about resonance, resonance center? Okay. You see, I'm really starting, okay? For psychotherapy and healing arts, for psychotherapy and healing arts, okay. For psychotherapy and healing arts in West Not for city. See, it's so easy, right? You just ask ChatGPT. You need more information, it will give you, but you just have to know what you're asking. Okay, here we go. Got everything about her, right? This is it, right? Everything in a summary. Okay, that's great. Okay, can you help me analyze her social media channels? What channels are they on, right? I'm just asking questions. I don't know what answers they will come. We'll see. Okay. Based on the answers, I have to give a response again. So you can ask ChatGPT about your own business. If you have a website, it will figure it out. If you don't have a website, it won't. Okay. Instagram, really we go. See, it's so good, right? Like it gives me everything that I need to create a strategy. Okay. Utilize and engage. Okay, great insights. Okay. So
There's a problem here,
yeah,
Prati.
what?
I just realized recently that there is a center in Connecticut near me called Resonance Healing Arts.
Oh,
Okay, but
Yeah.
that's yours, right?
It's not.
Your the same name?
Pretty much. Their name is Resonance Healing Arts, and my name is Resonance Center for Psychotherapy and Healing Arts.
Yeah, but it says that, right? Located on 17 South Highland Street in West Hartford
Yeah,
City.
but if you scroll down
Yeah.
in through the response there, go down a little more. Down, down,
Yeah.
down, down, down. When you ask them about social media channels, do you see how it says at Resonance Healing Arts?
Yeah.
That's not me.
Okay. So it got that wrong, but it got your personal account right.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that is great, right? So I can go here. I can say, here we go, right? Correct? I can correct
Yeah.
that. Okay. Our business Instagram is this. Go done, right? Like I can tell that again, you can correct it, okay? Okay, Instagram account, website
Oh,
launch, perfect. Okay, got it.
I was
Okay.
just wondering, like, what is it a problem that this business whose name is almost exactly the same as mine is coming up and getting linked in ChatGPT as if it's me? It's not. I don't do Reiki, I don't do massage, I don't do any of that.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's why you have to have very strong keywords and all. It is like people are going to get confused. That's what Google is all about. They're going to go to a different place. And it is something I can't like fix it right now. But yeah, you're right. You don't own the name also on social media, right? Your social media name is with you. Your social media channel is with your name. Everything is about that. And that's a bigger thing to talk. Like we can talk offline. But right now, we're just going to talk about your Instagram and how to create you know
Okay.
because it's a lot to manage, right? Like it's
Yeah.
we just going to talk about your services, okay? And that's it at the moment, okay? I know.
Okay.
See how it is when you are naming. That's another thing in marketing.
Yeah.
When you're naming, you got to be very careful. You got to do first thing I do is check the domain name, check for
I
server.
did. I did all of that. And then this other business just popped up out of nowhere.
Did you trademark your name? Did you trademark your logo?
Yeah.
Then if you
But it's different.
trademark,
It's
huh?
different. They did choose a different name. It's a different name. Resonance Arts is different than Resonance Center for Psychotherapy and Healing Arts. You know?
Exactly. I know it's a tough one, huh? I think, probably a trademark attorney can talk better about that. So you're only doing therapy, right? Psychotherapy,
Right.
that's it mainly.
Mainly, yeah.
And then this is, what is it? Training and consultation, sound healing, right? What's training and consultation?
Workshops, team trainings, and like one-on-one consultations for either agencies or other therapists who need assistance with different clinical issues or with cultural competence or trauma training.
Okay. So I will say, they offer, right? So let's look at this, okay? I want you to help me create an Instagram strategy to connect with my audience. Now you have to know your audience here. If not, Instagram just going to give you generic. So you have to be very specific here. I'm just going to make up, but like how to create your audience because you got to know that, right? So here we will say, I'm just putting right number, right? Women between 25 to 45, right? Go, the time who had early childhood trauma. Like I'm just making up, okay, now, okay? Early. So that's where you have to know your audience for ChatGPT to give you right thing. Okay, who had early childhood trauma. I want to make them feel seen and heard, give them hope. I want them to know they matter and healing is possible. Now, if you knew your competition, I would have added that too, right? Here are my three competition. Assess that what you're doing right? So let's just say, right? I didn't give the proper instruction, but you can see what you can do with it, okay? Remember, it's a tool. You gotta use it the way you want. That's what it is. And you kind of work through it. So this is great. No, content pillars, right? So that's the first thing it did. Validation and empathy, hope and encouragement. Okay. I'm going to explain in a minute once it's done what content pillars are. Okay.
This is so good.
So you can see it's a 5 content pillar. Isn't it amazing what ChatGPT can do? It's such a short time. I mean, it's saving you hours and hours of work But also, again and again, it's a tool. You cannot think that it's going to do everything in your voice the way you want. You got to refine it. You got to give it the right instructions. It is such a great tool if you do it right. I will say if you don't do the marketing strategy session, please look into that. That's, I think, one of the foundation for my business. I can tell you that every single client of mine, we have been able to create the success we want is because I do not even work with someone unless they invest in the marketing strategy. It's simple, right? I won't do it because I know that as an agency, I won't be able to give my best to them if I don't have that foundation piece. And the most small businesses don't invest time and energy into that. Okay, so invest your time and energy into it. It will take you 8 hours to do it, but it'll be so worth it for your business eventually. It's just the clarity alone is worth it. Okay, so we have content pillars are there, right? You check, if do you like it or not. Have you seen a account called To Be Magnetic? I'm going to take you to this account, okay? Because like I use that for my inspiration. So the best part is you can also go and do this on your own. Okay, this is called To Be Magnetic, okay? Like, so this is because I talk all about manifestation and so on. So I look at that account. So what I can also say to ChatGPT, I want content in that voice, okay? So let's see, do you have a favorite person where you really admire who is very famous, who writes really amazing content? Is like Mel Robbins or somebody. I found
The
the,
holistic psychologist.
yes,
Yeah.
right?
She's
So
like the most famous. Yeah, I think it's fine to use her. Yeah.
find to user, right? So that's another thing. One of the things I do in my life is research. I have no idea why I'm always researching just good content creators. To me, it doesn't matter what field they're on. A good content creator is always inspirational, right? When they're creating amazing content, I'm always taking notice. So best part, if you know somebody who's doing an amazing job, you can tell ChatGPT to write similar post. Imagine that, right? And it will actually do it. And then you can say, okay, here is my voice and I want you to change it.
Mm.
It's so simple, right? Like refining your content. And more data you feed to ChatGPT, easier it becomes for ChatGPT to write in your voice nonstop. Okay, so like one of the things I do all the time is I ask them to edit my comments, right? I will write my comment and say, make it better. It's not like I don't know how to write. What I'm doing is training ChatGPT to think like me for me. So if I write a comment, ChatGPT like, oh, this is how she writes. I ask ChatGPT to rate my post all the time and tell me because I am just training it to getting it, just feeding the data so that it can write and it can write for my clients and all that. And I'll show you an example in a minute about it. But let's just say I'm going to take one content bucket. Great. Okay. Now I will say create a 30-day content calendar with content topics. Okay. I will post 4 days a week to start with, right? You can do that. Just tell ChatGPT what you don't want to do, and it will just keep doing it for you. It's a 30-day plan,
Amazing.
right? Day one. All right. It will define the days for you. It's saying, okay, I don't want you to think. I'll think everything for you.
How did people function without ChatGPT? I don't even know.
It's like how did we function with
Without Google,
before the
right?
Google or before this, right?
It
I
just
think
took us a very long
Long
time.
time. Yes, yes.
while he's doing this, I'm going to talk through it and then we will create posts. So you also need to understand please don't think ChatGPT is a replacement of you. People buy from you. Always remember, people are not buying from ChatGPT. People are buying from a human being. And you want to create that connection all the time, right? Telling your story. ChatGPT doesn't know your story the way you know. It can only formulate better for you, but it doesn't know how to speak for you, right? So again and again, I will caution when you make tool be all of everything, then it's always going to backfire. You are in control of ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not in control of you. I always want you to remember that. So it's really amazing What it has done is shorten our research time, but it has not changed the fact that it doesn't have human touch. I mean, I'm always struggling with it, right? When we are doing so really good for market research, suggestions and all. But when it comes to writing posts, you will see it probably won't be in your voice at the beginning even. So we are going to write some content here. So what I would do here, right? This is where it's written everything. I'm just kind of looking at it, right? It created a 16-day calendar, right? Perfect. So now I will say, write the content for day 1, 2, 4 in the voice of, I don't know her voice as well because not something like I follow her or need, I just like her content. So if it's not right, you'll have to help me here, okay? How was that?
Really good. So spot on.
So spot on, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't, I do very minor changes. It's about doing the right graphics. It's about doing all those, now your graphic has to be right, your reel has to be right, the music you choose, it can only do this much. But the best part, I'm going to show you something. Okay, here we go, right? You can actually say,
Pick the music for me.
pick the music for me,
Yes.
suggest the, yeah, all of it. So I'm going to show you some of that, okay? Like, how I do this. So sometimes I just put a dog photo because I have a kennel now, right? And
Mm.
I will say, write the caption, scan the photo, and it just gives me amazing captions, right? Just funny captions. And I post them and they do really well. The best part, they do amazingly well. We get so much engagement on it, right? So
Mm.
this was the one. It's fun to do that. I've done so many things like that with ChatGPT. You'll see I do this all, right? Then I said, I really want this. So yesterday I was driving and I was talking to it, okay, like, tell me this. So these are like my comments. I was feeding the data so that it can understand the way I talk, okay. What was this here? Okay. So I even this, right? Write a cold outreach message without beating around the bush. She's dedicated to making blah 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 blah. If you're gonna do sales, go straight to sales. Don't give me fluff. Exactly this. Wrote it, right? Message, direct message, and we are doing it, okay? So I was just, this is I spoke, okay? Like we often think like giving is for the receiver, like, oh my God, but I'm like giving because I had just given something to someone. I'm like, it makes me feel so good. So it's really not about that person. It really is about me because it makes me feel good. I'm not doing to make him feel good. Yeah, that's a byproduct. So I said, write this. So it did a lot of wrong things because I said, write it in a thread. It thought I need to write it on a big, I was talking about social media thread, not in a thread, right? This is too long, more Twitter style, short, and then you still keep doing this. I'm like, just one post, not multiple. See, like I'm getting angry now, like just
Yeah.
one thing, and then it gave me one line. It can happen like that, okay? Like I use this for all my clients. I wanted to write that just a quick Mother Day. You have to again, so I said write a short landing page for Mother's Day special, right? My spelling, forget it, it's atrocious, okay? It still understands me very well. Mother sister, so it wrote this, right? I'm like, it's not enough. So I copy pasted the copy from the website and saying, here's a copy, now write it. Perfect. Done, over, sent it to the client. Okay. So you can see how easy it can be about it. So you can keep feeding data, keep feeding data. I talked about our values because I had a team meeting and I'm like, you know what, I have values, can you help me? This is it. So I fed the data, write one paragraph of values, right? Safety, and it wrote this. It just was one long. I said, write in two paragraphs. It did that. Okay, do the same. I really like it. Then I can do it for other values. And it was perfect. And I use this for the team building completely at the Canna, like our values. So it is really great. I can do this. We are doing a post for a new in Canada social media. Rate the wedding Manny has meet Prati Kaufman. Like it was me and I was like intro posted like what was it? I just said rate it basically. So it said, okay, here's a rating. Okay. Suggestion for improvement. Here's a revised version. Okay. Can you add a little line about the marketing agency? Yeah, did that, done, over. It will rate it. It will do all that. Again, this was another photo I added. Like, this is my husband, by the way. Write a caption about being busy with giving belly rubs so he can't do anything else. Give me 3 options. It will do that for you. And wrote it, got 50 likes on this post, right? Just simple. I wrote this one. So I kind of said that make this like a conversation, like one of the channel manager asking. So again, you have to keep refining based on the response. It's a very interactive, it's a dialogue. It's not something, you can talk to it, you can tell what to do, and it will do that. Then it really did. And I literally posted exactly that. And I will show you this. The funny part is I do all that all day long. This is what I'm doing. Okay. So this was also a post written by ChatGPT. Okay. Committed to that was my team values I was talking about. That was a day I did talk. So I created a post committed to care, day of reinforcing our values, strengthening our mission. So again, done by ChatGPT, right? All of that. This was it. And literally look at the engagement. It was just crazy engagement for this, okay? And funny, easy. So based on your business, you gotta experiment, you gotta do this, you're gonna figure this out. Like what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, how am I gonna refine it? You may try the content, it may tank. Guess what? You can go back, hey, by the way, it's not working. How do I do it better, right? It will give you everything that you need. I'm going to open it up for questions now.
Thank you, Prati and Laura. I really appreciate that.
I mean,
All
I literally talk about all this all day long on my social media. That's all I talk about, how to do marketing better, how to live your life better. This is it. I am talking, I have a podcast on marketing, which is dedicated to small businesses. Like everything I talk about is how you can do it all on your own. You don't need to hire me, honestly. You don't need, if you're starting out, I would actually advise you against that, right? Unless you know your business well, how can you have somebody else do it right for you? So even if you're doing a broke ass job of something, just do it. You will learn. It's fine. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to be mortified with your own post. It's okay to grow into it. So when you are ready to outsource, imagine knowing all that about your business, how effective you will be at your outsourcing and telling somebody what you need exactly for your business. When people are starting out, like typically I don't even take entrepreneurs unless you've been in a business for 3 years, because I feel like in 3 years you're kind of figuring it out. Why would you pay me to figure it out? Figure it out on your own. I know it's stressful. I know it's just sleepless nights. It's hard as hell, but keep at it. It's possible.
I was just wondering, do you use the voice control for ChatGPT in your car? Because I've heard people have conversations utilizing it most efficiently while they're driving, and I'm just wondering, would you put that on your car app, or would you just turn up your speaker, or do you do that yourself?
I just do a speaker. I actually don't like doing working in the car because that's my downtime. Like I'm already working enough, but I just happen to need that. So I typically just voice activate it. Now I speak to it and it just gives me an answer. I actually did that voicing just to try it out because I'm not like a speaker. Like I like to write. That's how I get clear. So I'm always writing in ChatGPT, if you can see mostly. But it's a great, if you're a voice person, if you love voice commands, I think you can do that. You can program it and it will speak back to you. It will speak like you can do all that for sure.
I have 2 questions actually. One for the CEO. I'm going to be completely honest. I keep looking up CEO. I am totally confused by it. I don't understand it. Should I pay someone to do CEO for my website? Like, is it worth it? Is
What's
it
your business, Alia?
pediatric sleep consultant? And it's all virtual. It's all online. So pretty much families who are struggling with their children not sleeping well.
SEO is very powerful, but it's not a short-term thing, right? It takes a
Yeah.
long time, okay? I'm going to show you something we are doing, right? When you hire somebody, at least you should know, right, what you're
Yeah.
looking. So you can see first thing first, I think it's good, worth it to conduct a SEO audit of your website. That's most people will do it for free. They don't charge typically, for a basic one. This is an extensive SEO audit report, right? We did this for the Healing Spring. You can see, you have to go truly understand what's going on, right? Where are the problems? So somebody has to look at that first, okay? The whole SEO part, okay? And then you kind of go and start to fix it. Now, fixing takes time. It's not a 1 month job, it's not a 2 month job. And then you also have to continuously write blogs with the keywords, okay, to stay in it. What it's doing is this. So let's see a report, right? I'm going to show you SEO reports. So let's see the Fab report. I'm going to just show you one, okay? This we started about 4 or 5 months ago, but it's a very niche website. It's only doing patenting and trademarking. And you can see the difference. Even December, like organic search was 6.4%. Now it's 41.1%, right? So it's coming in the searches. So it's not going to do much. It's the same thing. You can see where it's coming, right? Also, you can see what keywords are we ranking on, right? So these are the keywords we are ranking, like what blogs. So we are writing blogs for this. So if you can look at it, we did this website and now we are writing. So this is this, right? So if you look at these blogs are what's driving the traffic now. So we are continuously have to write blogs. We write all that with the right keywords. So there's a whole lot of process. We research the keywords, we give it to our writer. The writer has to include those keywords in the blogs, and then we publish it. And the SEO person goes and try to rank them.
Okay.
So it's not a one-time thing. SEO for businesses, I personally always invest, but it is a long-term investment. Is it the right time for you? I don't know, right? Because you're going to end up spending a bit of money every month and not see immediate results. Also, with the SEO, it's driving traffic to your website. So if your website is not converting, it's no use.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
can drive traffic, but you're not converting, it doesn't matter.
Good afternoon. I wanted to know, is it a good idea to pay for Google ad? I did the Google ad and I requested actually a certain audience, a certain demographic and so forth. And I wanted the New England area, and I did a sign up form, and everyone that I'm getting, it feels like it was just bots signing up, and I feel like I was paying for the ad just for bots to basically sign up, and I'm just not getting the traffic to my website for the certification courses that I'm offering. I'm in the medical billing field, and I do offer coding and billing courses for provider offices and so forth. And I'm trying to to get clients and so forth, and I just can't, with the social media and just basically Google, and it's just not working out for me. I just feel like I'm wasting money.
You are. If you don't know what you're doing, Google will make you waste your money, right? So I agree with that. I wouldn't recommend anybody doing Google ads on your own. Please hire an expert because they know what they're doing. Like a simple thing in a form. If you have a form, you gotta have double authentication, right? If not, you're gonna get boss after boss. So as soon as you put double authentication, so like we would not put a form on a website unless we have to verify the email. Like it's simple, right? You have to verify you're not a bot. Okay. So these are the kind of things a professional would know because know how Google works. It's not practical for you to do it on your own because they do guide you, but there's a lot more complexity in these ads. One of the things with me, I would never straight away say this is right or this is wrong because I have to understand your business. You need to understand your business, right?
Okay.
So again, have you invested in marketing strategy? Do you understand who your audience is? Do you know
Yes.
that they are looking for you on Google? Maybe they're looking somewhere else. Like you get like to answer that, like Google ads. I do Google ads sometimes blindly, but that I am doing mostly to collect data on my audience. So I love Facebook and Google running ads because when I want a shortcut to my audience, like I have created my audience, now I want to test if it's right or not. Google and Facebook ads are great for that. Now I get to know that I'm wrong or right, or do I need to define, right? A professional will save you money in long run.
Okay.
Okay. If not,
Okay.
it's a pit. You can keep going in.
Thank you.
Jennifer has in the chat, does Google penalize you for using ChatGPT to write blogs?
Yes. Google is very smart, right? That's why we would never have ChatGPT write any plagiarism happen because ChatGPT, you have no idea what the source of information is, where they're getting things, right? So you always want to have a blog writer who is, even if you are using ChatGPT, they need to make sure that nothing is plagiarized. They have tools to run that, and they also have to refine their, content.
How often should somebody be posting their blogs?
So I would recommend minimum 3 blogs, if not three, at least two. We try to do 3 to 4 blogs a month with all the keywords to really rank. When you're a professional, right? If you're just writing blogs, you got to understand what your keywords are. I would still say getting a professional to do their research for you, right? So we did the keyword research for one of our clients, like nothing else, just keyword research, right? So they know that when they're writing, these are the keywords you got to use. So it's again a process. Don't do SEO unless it's really meaningful, because it's no use otherwise. You're going to put a lot of time and effort and not see the result, because there's step-by-step process to it.
Hi, just a quick question about AI images. I've used different AI tools to generate images. I'm a product-based business, and so I want images to post with my content that have my product, in a good setting or with a model. And I use this site called Snapper, and it came up with this like fabulous picture, and then it was free. It started, and then like if I want to do another one, it's so expensive. So I wondered if you had any other image generating AI tools that you would recommend.
So here's what I do, because I have an agency. I would rather hire somebody to do it, and this their headache to buy the tool or all that. But I really believe Canva can pretty much do everything you need. Typically, right? Canva is really great. They've integrated a lot of AI. So have you ever used Canva? Canva?
No,
Canva?
sorry. Can you spell it again?
It's Canva.com.
Oh, Canva. Yeah. I use
Yeah,
Canva for
Canva.
everything.
Okay, I know it's my British thing. I
No,
say Canva
no
instead of,
problem.
yeah. But they have a lot of good integration, image generator and all. It may not be as good as the other, because everything is going to charge you money, right? After a while, there's nothing cheap. I'll be honest, right? To any of those major manipulation, right? So easiest thing, like again, you have to compare in your business, right? Getting a product shoot sometimes is way cheaper than having, creating images through AI, right? We think it's cheaper, but it's not in long run. So that's more of that. But I really don't know any image generator because I don't use that. But I do ask like ChatGPT to create concepts for me sometimes, like packaging and all, and it does a great job of that. Marketing has become so nuanced now that my SEO person doesn't know anything. My blog person who writes blog can't write social media posts. They are really good with a long form post, not for short form posts. So I have about 30 people across the world. And for me, I can afford to have things very specific in the team. But you're starting out, you're going to just find somebody who can kind of you a little bit. But when it comes to SEO, Google Ads, if they are not an expert, don't hire them. Somebody say, I'm a social media manager. I can do graphics. I can do write content. I can do Google ads. I can do Facebook ads. I can do your VA job. Please don't hire them. They are not going to have enough experience to really get the results you need. Sometimes you got to invest the money, and sometimes you just can do all on your own. I hope this helps.
It was very, very helpful.
Even though she feels overwhelming, I always say when you're a new business, start with 3 things. And one of them should be always networking. One social media, one networking, and just pick one tactic. You don't need to do it all at the same time. Trust me. It will be very overwhelming and exhausting. So always start small and grow as you get comfortable.
That's great advice, Prati. Thank you. Play around with it. I mean, marketing really is about testing what works for you, what doesn't, and saying, okay, this is out. Let me try something else. And if ChatGPT can assist you with at least trying to come up with those ideas, that's going to help you. It's a great time saver. So we know how busy all of you are trying to manage your actual business, let alone be marketing experts, accountants, and anything else, customer service people, all of it. Prati, thank you again. Appreciate having everybody here.